Alrighty guys, welcome back to our first video in the final shape. We are back here today with probably what I consider to be my most surprising weapon in terms of what I thought I'd be using for a lot of this expansion, in both PvE and the relatively limited amount of PvP that I've done so far. It's actually the bold endings. This is a heavy burst, so it fires 2 shots for every click of the trigger. Hand cannon that is gotten from the ghost vendor in the Pale Heart. So I managed to get 5 red borders relatively early on within the first day or two, and I actually ended up crafting a few different PvE perks or PvE builds on this. The first one that have been using was Headstone and Golden Tricorn. Golden Tricorn just because a 15% damage boost is pretty good. I tried it with Dragonfly, which is one of the perks that I can also drop with. Didn't really like it because I felt like you're already getting explosions from Headstone, and the Dragonfly explosions don't break the crystals themselves from Headstone, so it just felt kind of like a wasted perk, whereas Golden Tricorn means that I can get a little bit more damage output from this archetype that already does quite a bit of damage in PvE. However, I am not a PvE content creator, so I'm not going to claim that it is the best PvE hand cannon out there. What I am is I do primarily focus on PvP, and this surprised me a ton in PvP. I crafted one with pretty much max stability. The only way I could get higher would be if I went with something like polygonal, but I decided to go with small bore, so I get that range up to 62, and I have my stability all the way up to 64. On top of that, we also get enhanced rapid hit, and since this fires 2 shots, that means with the first trigger pull, I'm going to be hitting 2 crits, which buffs my stability plus 12 all the way up to 74. This thing is a laser beam if you hit your heads. Like, it is crazy. The only thing that it feels this sticky with a 2 burst is enhanced Zen moment with even more stability. That's going to be another video. But for now, with this one, I also decided to go with enhanced moving target just for some extra aim assistance. We are going to be using a Prismatic Warlock, which I absolutely love in PvP because I can get some of my favorite abilities from my favorite different subclasses. We're using the new Song of Flame, a solar super, which is like just ability spam the super. You get heat-seeking missiles in place of your grenade and a melee that just blankets everything in fire. With that, we're going to be bringing in the Phoenix Dive to get some on-demand heals every 30 seconds or so. We're combining that with Hellion, which is a little solar buddy, which is absolutely insane in PvP. 2 or 3 shots and you're going to be igniting an enemy guardian. I have killed a Well of Radiance with this thing, just kind of sitting around the corner, and it was just kind of peeking over my shoulder. We also are getting my favorite thing from Void, which is Feed the Void, which is Devour. You get a kill, and yes, that works in your Song of Flame. So if you get an ability kill with your roaming super, you are going to get Devour and get full health. On top of Song of Flame just maxing out your ability regen, which means that you can spam Phoenix Dives for even more health. It's the loop is insane on this. On top of that, we got Pocket Singularity, which is a heat-seeking missile in and of its own right. You can kind of just toss that around a corner, and if they're anywhere within, you know, a general radius of that corner, they're just going to get booped back, and it messes them up, and it's great. I love it. We're also going to be using Storm Grenade. I'm not the biggest fan on this one, but it's what I feel is probably the best instant damage. Vortex is really good because it will do weaken and zone off things pretty well. Healing Grenade is also, you know, good because it gives you heals. I don't really like Cold Snaps. Their tracking's a little bit inconsistent for me. And Threadlings, they're all right, but they're not what I would choose. So we decided to go with Storm Grenade. On top of that, we're going to be running just basically a bunch of fragments that give us stats, except for our facet of dominance, which just means that our arc grenades are going to jolt. We are also going to be rocking the new Warlock Exotic Bond. I got a pretty good PvP roll. We are going to be getting Spirit of the Ophidian, so that makes up for the very low handling on my bold endings. It gives us, I think, plus 30 handling, so it's really more like, feels like more like 58. We also get the Spirit of the Claw, so we get an additional melee, which means that we are just basically able to spam all of the melees all the time. Finally, we're going to be rounding that out with a time loss found verdict. Not a 5 out of 5, but pretty close. I like Vorpal because it does, you know, allow me to kind of one-shot some supers. This is about as close to a max range as I could get and still have decent handling. If I really wanted to max out the range, I could throw on Rifle Barrel, but that's only 5 more range than what I'm getting from Corkscrew, so I'm going to run Corkscrew. That kind of rounds things out. I got a pretty good match for you guys on Meltdown, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Take those zones, Guardian. Victory demands it. We captured Zone C. Enemy claimed Zone A. Enemy claimed Zone B. Get those zones back. One after another. Zone B captured. You have advantage. As one. I love it. Zone A lost. Two for one. Zone C C captured. Zone advantage is yours. Down. 5 minutes remain. A strong start. Fight on. That's a power play. You took them. Now hold. Zone C lost. Can't kill if they're dead. That's why we have fire team. Hold strong, and this battle is yours. Finish them. Well executed. Zones controlled. Targets eliminated. Nice work.
Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. This gun was a surprise to me. I didn't expect the heavy burst hand cannons to feel as good, especially after when I tried them last season. They just felt like a struggle to use. I'm pretty sure Bungie did a few things that buffed them. They added a slightly reduces flinching from incoming fire while aiming. They added that to the intrinsic trait of the frame. They also fixed a aim assist bug that I think was happening on PC, because again, this also does feel super sticky on controller. Not that I play controller a ton, but it feels super sticky for controller players out there. But even on PC, if you tried the heavy burst like Warden's Law or stuff type of hand cannons prior to the final shape and you didn't really like them, try putting them back on. Try seeing how they feel. I think they feel pretty good. They're not going to be, beating out Igneous or, any of those types of like monsters within PvP, because they do require a little bit more tracking than you're going to be getting with just like a single shot gun. So they're not great for the peak shotting, but I do think they feel really good, and it's really satisfying hitting that max round burst kill. So hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you have anything you want to see a video on. I am probably planning on doing a video on the raid pulse rifle if I can get a good roll on that. I think I'm going to be trying to chase a better devils. There's a few intriguing rolls with that, as well as just doing a build overview for what I think is going to be my main PvP setup in this season when I'm running Prismatic. And since Prismatic kind of allows me to tie together a bunch of things from different subclasses that I really like, I think that this is going to kind of be what I'm going to be using. So let me know if you want to see a video on that. Hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys are having a good time in the final shape.